In part 1 of this Creative Studies digital Photoshop tutorial, we're going to open our scanned image of body parts in Photoshop. We're going to cut out each body part and separate them onto their own layer. So that'll be part 1. Okay, so just open Photoshop and we'll open our image, file open, and browse for the desktop. There it is. Okay, so you'll need to browse for your file where you've saved it and then open it. I'm working on a Mac, but the process is almost identical on a PC. So click open and then click open in the import PDF. This one is a PDF, and there's our image. Okay, so our image sits on layer 1 here in our layers palette. Remember to open your layers palette, choose window layers. Now we're going to cut out each body part with a tool called the lasso tool. It's over here on the toolbar. If you can't see the lasso tool, find the lasso tool button on the toolbar, hold your mouse down and then choose one of the tools on the flyout. So it's the standard lasso tool that we want. It's a freehand drawing tool, so we'll simply click and drag around our image like this. Okay, so we've selected our image, our body part there, and we'll go edit, cut, and then edit, paste. And now the Mr. Potato Head lives on layer 2. I can use my move tool now on the toolbar, the little arrow, and I can move that layer around. Okay, that's layer 2. Now I'm going to name layer 2 now after the image that's on it, so I'm going to double click on the layer name and call it potato and hit return or enter. Okay, so now we want to repeat this process with the rest of the parts on layer 1. I'm going to just hide the potato layer with the visibility button there, and I'm going to return to layer 1 by clicking on it there in the layers palette. So we use the layers palette a lot. Make sure you have layer 1 selected, go back to your lasso tool and then draw around the next part. And edit, cut, edit, paste. And there it is. I'll call that broccoli. Okay, that's my broccoli. Now I'll hide that, choose layer 1 again, and repeat the process. Oh, I let go of the mouse, so I've got to remove my selection. I can just edit undo the lasso. Okay, edit, cut, edit, paste, and if you click on the layer here, not on the layer name, you'll get the layer style window pop up. Just click OK on that. When we want to rename, click on the layer name itself, and we'll call this broccoli. Oh, 2. Hide that. Now I could just leave the bottle here on the bottom layer. I'm actually going to cut it off, and I'll show you why. So I go edit. Oops, okay, now I made a mistake. I've made the selection around the bottle, but I'm actually on the broccoli 2 layer. Okay, so I need to click layer 1 to go back there. Now the selection is for layer 1. I can go edit, cut, edit, paste. I'll call that bottle. So notice again, I just my double click to rename, but I just wasn't quite on the word. So make sure you do that. Okay, I'll just hide the bottle layer. So now I've only got the bottom layer. We've just got some white left. Now what we're going to do is delete all that white and fill this bottom layer with black. So make sure you have the bottom layer selected, and we'll just go select all. It selects the entire contents of the layer. Just hit the delete key on your keyboard, and then if we go select, I wonder if we can just fill that selection. I'll just use the paint bucket. Okay, so the paint bucket tool is over here. Now you may see the, I'll just undo the selection. So we'll just go select, deselect, okay. And the paint bucket tool is here. You may see the gradient tool, which looks like that. Just hold down the paint bucket tool. And we can just click in here to fill with black, and it will be black because this is black over here, okay. If that's not black, it's a different color, that's okay. We're really just using black to contrast with the other images. So just fill it with the color. We're done. Okay. We're going to show all our other layers now. And go back to our move tool, that's important, and we can begin to move our objects around. Now notice that the objects are stacked one on top of the other, and you can see if in your layers palette the order of your layers here vertically determines what sits on top of what. And we can reorder our layers quite simply. For instance, here's the potato layer. If I click and drag from this part of the layer on the layers palette and drag down, I can reorder it. So I just dropped it below broccoli. You can see it moves below broccoli. So we can easily change the order of our parts. Okay. Now, what I want to do is get rid of the white area around each image. Okay. But we're going to do that in part 2 of this tutorial.